I never knew I was gonna get on here, but here we are in LA. Sick. That's a common thread that a lot of the close homies kind of like rag on me for, because I tend to put people in front of me before me. Um, and I mean, it's just really, it's like maybe it's what kind of keeps me wealthy in the sense of my relationships with people. Like, I don't really have any ulterior motives when I connect the dots or I plug shit. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's just kind of out of like the authentic goodness, I guess, of things. So it just works for me in terms of just like my wealth. I think my wealth is in people, you know? It's gotten tough in the sense that I feel like I've been very blessed to be able to contribute to a lot of my peers' journeys, um, business wise. Um, but on the other hand, I feel that because I never set myself up within those moves, it kind of like left me in a position of like not being able to reap the benefits or the fruits of the labor just for like connecting certain things. So as a result, it's like, I've had to watch a lot of my people in my class kind of like, I guess, pass me per se. Yeah, I'd rather go out on that. I mean, I'd rather go out on my principles of just knowing that like I'm moved with a pure intent rather than people looking at me like, oh, this guy's just like an opportunist, or he has his ulterior motives with everything he tries to do. Um, that's just a big thing for me, how I want to be remembered as a part of just like my legacy. You know what I mean? Or how I want people that really care about me to remember me by just those principles. I mean, legacy for me, I mean, it could be different things. It could be like your kids, it could be the impact that you've left on your community, um, just the work you've left that will, whether it's through music or through art, that will then go on to live forever. But for me, it's kind of like, I don't know, not to be morbid about it. And, something you know, I've talked about openly with Bry about is like, how many people will be at your funeral and how will people remember you just by the impact that you've made on lives. I think that kind of determines, you know, that's something that we won't be able to see, unfortunately, but, you know, maybe it's for our loved ones to witness that, oh shit, like this guy actually did a lot of good and made a positive impact on people. It's the healthy balance, right? Of just like, you got to talk your shit sometimes, as far as like, and be proud and stand on what you've accomplished, but at the same time not be the loudest in the room where it's just like all this motherfuckers like obnoxious with just like boasting about himself. Cause I don't know. The loudest in the rooms are always, to me, are like the most insecure. When you gotta always like build yourself up like that, like to me that's a weakness. You know what I mean? Like real ones know who the boss is in the room. You know what I mean? So it's just that, the balance of it all. I wasn't taking fulfillment, or I wasn't happy with what I was doing within the music space. So I kind of had to take a step back and have these really tough conversations with my, some of my clients and people that I don't even like just saying clients because I call them family. These are people I truly love and care about, and having these tough conversations in terms of just being transparent with them, as far as like, look, like my heart's not in this 100%. So I care about you too much to continue this journey with you, you know? But then in so doing that, you feel like you let people down. Um, and, and even throughout that, by taking that leap, it almost felt like career suicide, in the sense of, you know, like a lot of the currency that I've built up for myself. This is what I'm kind of known for. I'm kind of just abandoning that to figure out what the next step is in my career. I don't know, depression, identity crisis, imposter syndrome, uh, a lot of soul searching, a lot of letdown in the sense of people who you really thought were down with you on this ride. Um, you know, you're only like, unfortunately, in the creative industries that we work in, a lot of folks, unless they're fucking real ones with you, it's just like you're only as good as what you have to offer. So it's a harsh reality to kind of see, and a blessing, to be honest, in the sense of like you see who's really still down for you when you have nothing to offer or give in terms of you know social currency or whatever. I mean, we are kind of like our last line of defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can look in the mirror and fucking not be self-aware and lie to yourself about your uh flaws, you can lie to anybody. You know what I mean? So it's just like showing up for yourself and getting out of your own way is, I think, like the number one kind of like thing we all need to do to move forward. I mean, you just keep it moving. Not everyone is like built for this trip or this ship that you're on, you know? As much as you want to see in people, uh, that's the thing. It's just like, even for me, it's like, I was mentioning earlier, a lot of the homies give me flack because it's like, you believe in people more than they believe in themselves. And that's to a detriment because, like, you can lead the horse to the river, but you can't force it to drink. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if they don't follow through on what you see in them, then it's like a lot of it is wasted energy. Whether it's financial, or it could just be the connecting dots or putting things together. Like, it might not work in your favor. That's just the village I want. You know, family, village of people, circle of friends. Like, you can't have any I don't know. All it takes is one bad seed to fucking burn the village down. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you just gotta move through life and kind of identify with the right people, with the right morals and principles, so that, you know, shit stays solid. It's heavy, you know. Um, like I said, people that I work with, it's not even just like, I don't really consider them clients, I consider them family. So it's like, I take it to heart, you know, just with any alley oop that I throw, it's just like, all I could do is hope that it helps push someone in a more positive direction in their life. And just like the whole idea of paying it forward, that's all we could do, is just lead by example and hope that, you know, how I project myself, whether it's through whoever I've kind of made connections for, can kind of just follow my lead. I've been blessed. I've been fortunate enough to have a family that's provided me. And, I feel like a lot of these crazy hustlers, entrepreneurs, the drive comes from them operating off the scarcity model. It just keeps them fucking hungry. And that's not to say that I don't have that same hunger, but I would feel content once I reach that level of that financial stability and goal that I see for myself, being able to provide for me and my family, and just being able to still continuously make an impact and serve my community in the right way. That for me is happiness. Um, that was like the number one thing that, while I was kind of just like searching for the next step within the last 5 years, that's the one thing that always remained as a constant. It was just like, how can I be of service to the community and the people, the creative community especially, and the people that I care about and that I believe in. So that was always, that's never gone away. It wasn't, it wasn't, oh, fuck the music shit or anything else, or that's kind of just doing good and connecting the dots, that like that fulfillment of helping people, like that's, I don't think that's ever going to change for me. My parents, just both of them as being leaders within their own families, uh, leaders within the community, um, and just seeing the overwhelming sense of just like being so charitable and giving, like that's where I've seen them help friends, I've seen them help family members, uh, and just not expect anything back, um, to the point where I'm like, fuck, like y'all are getting taken advantage of. Like I get mad at them, but that's like fucking the calling the kettle black. I guess what's the expression? But yeah, I get it from them, man. The heart is from them for sure. Maybe for me as of lately, I haven't felt that win that really made me feel that way in a while. Maybe that's what I'm chasing, you know? I've like been blessed to be around a lot of dope shit, a lot of homies that I've contributed to their careers, and we've experienced these wins together, but I'm looking for that one that's just gonna bring that real feeling back. I mean, there's still some uncertainty with certain goals that I'm kind of chasing, but I can see the light at the end of the tunnel for some of them, even though it kind of feels like it's a long shot. So, I mean, if I wasn't able to see any light, I'd be fucking depressed. But now I'm just kind of like, okay, like, just reminding myself, yo, this is a fucking marathon, not a race. Like, just keep your head down, stay the course, and shit's gonna happen. I mean, the main project I'm working on is this brand I've been building since the last 5 years called Riot Club, and basically what it is, the prerogative of the brand is to help export and amplify Canadian artists and musicians and creatives in international markets. Uh, and a big part to our business model, which we've been able to execute 3 years in a row prior to the pandemic, is a retreat program where like we rent a crib out here for a month at a time. We'll like kind of like invite 4 to 6 artists and their teams to the house. They get to stay for free. All they got to do is fly themselves out. We got a full-time chef making sure everyone's eating properly, a studio where you have 24/7 access with an engineer, and then you have my team on ground that's going to help you develop content. It's going to help you document the process, and then my job is to more or less connect the dots business wise with brands, with labels, that just opening up the pipeline. It's kind of like where mental health and wellness meets artist development, and it's that sweet spot that I want to operate in, because the you know as a creative, our shit is never our our schedules are never consistent. You're blessed if you're able to have a solid routine as a creative or an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? You're gonna have highs and lows. It's gonna be a lot of hurry up and wait. It's gonna be a lot of start and go go go, and it's just like, and as a result, a lot of us get burned out. You know what I mean? So it's just like being able to like build that space where people can come and feel safe, and also just feel the camaraderie amongst the community and people that think alike that are on this same journey.